I want to make sure that you guys are aware of how to ramp up quickly to start generating income. All right. I want you guys to see that there are tons of people hiring, and I actually want to, I'm going to provide you guys with those resources, show you where they're located, things that you can do to set yourself apart to actually be able to take advantage of these opportunities. I'm going to share with you guys the kind of income potential that you can earn. I'm going to share with you the kind of tools that you want to master, the resources that you can go to access to be able to convert these skills, convert these roles as a freelancer into very highly profitable skills. And then we're going to make sure that you guys also are able to fulfill the service, right? Because a lot of times people get into these roles and they're like, yeah, I want a job. I need to make money from home. I'm ready. I can do whatever it takes. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And then people pay you, and then you don't do the fulfillment of the work. So I'll show you guys a little bit of the things that I do for clients. I run a digital marketing agency, and we specialize in content strategy. And what that basically means is that I have been able to work with people from all different types of industries to help them turn their information into income. And my specialty is helping people create digital assets. So whether they want to create a course, whether they want to build out a membership site, whether they are wanting to create done-for-you information products, whatever it is that they have as intellectual property, I actually help people take what's in their brains and turn it into products that will produce income and that will produce high profitability for them. And then we put the systems to it that will allow them to begin to automate their income. So, a lot of times people are like, yeah, you can sell courses and, you can do this and you can do that. Well, yeah, you can. But if you create a course, but you don't know how to set your course up, you don't know how to connect with the audience that wants to buy from you, you don't know how to continuously promote your course, what happens is you have a really good course that nobody knows about, and you don't know how to get it to market. So in my agency, we're called GAPS Consulting. It's called Growth and Profit Strategies Consulting. In my agency, what we do is we take people from this idea and we help them to formulate the strategy, do the build out of the content, we do the packaging and the turning it into an actual product, and then we put the automation piece on the back end so that they can actually take that product and get it to market. And so this is something that I've been doing for years, but I've done it behind the scenes. And one of the things that I really want you guys to understand is that the information I'm giving you, it's amazing about how timing works, because timing is everything. The information that I'm giving you is more relevant today than it's ever been before, because you've never in the history of the world, I don't know, I mean, maybe in biblical times, but I don't even think in biblical times it was this uniformed, where the entire world is in the same boat, right? Where everybody is at home in their homes, no matter what part of the country that they are in, under this whole quarantine process. And now more than ever, people are only able to access through virtual, right? They're only able to get to market through the internet. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, the different type of roles that you can take on, the different type of things that you can do to generate income are going to be, they're way more in demand now than they were before. All right. So these are some of the things that we're going to cover. And I'm going to go in depth on several of these different areas on today. So what is freelancing? Freelance is basically where a person works for themselves, and they and what you do is you take on contract-based work. All right. So companies and organizations will hire freelancers to do specific jobs, and then once that job is complete, you can move on with your life, right? As opposed to when you work for a company, you're always on their payroll, but you also always have to be on call, right? So you might be working 40 hours a week from home, but you're committed to that one company. As a freelancer, you work on a project, sometimes a project-based setup. And so you could choose to work part-time, or you can choose to work full-time. But let me tell you guys, if you want to generate right now money, there's tons of ways you can do it. You guys will see me rolling out workshops on multiple things that you can do. Yes, you have content creation, course creation, all these different things. But one of the fastest, quickest ways to generate income right now is services. It is packaging up what you can do for someone else immediately and making yourself available to do it. And the reason why is because if somebody has, if they're looking right now to promote their book, they already wrote the book. The book is up on Amazon ready to go. And they're saying, I need somebody to help me to promote my book on social media. I need a social media manager to constantly run promotions on social media to promote my book. Well, guess what? They're not thinking about that. They're not considering to do that a month or 2 months from now. They're like, here's my budget. I got, whether it's $250, $500, whatever it is, I got $500 a month that I can give you. I need you to help drive more sales to my books. I want to produce more sales. And so when you become a freelancer or a service provider, it really is a quick way to get right now income. Now the key is to know what you're doing, right? So somebody's ready to hire you, but you still have to learn. You don't want to learn on someone's dime. You'd much rather learn beforehand and then put yourself out there. But if you do have skills that you have coming from your company and your workplace and things that you've done as a job, you can transfer those things over. And for many of you guys who are on the training, I would love to hear how many of you are coming from a corporate job right now, and we can talk about ways that you can actually make those skill sets transferable. Because a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know anything about the internet. You may not know much about the internet, but you know something. All of us have a skill set. We have gifts and talents in something, and they are transferable. Everything's transferable online almost, unless it's things like fixing the roads, right? If you work as a construction worker, things like that, you can't necessarily do that online. But for the most part, if you ran a daycare, you might think because you may not be running a daycare right now that you don't have no transferable skills. Oh, yes, you do. Because guess what? There are tons of parents right now with kids in their house that they used to drop off at your facility that don't know what the heck to do with these kids during the daytime. So even though you're not technically keeping kids in your home, there is a transferable way for you to take your background and your skills as a daycare, running a daycare, to actually helping parents to identify ways in which they can create a routine for their kids, what kind of scheduling they need to map out, what kind of activities that they can produce, how you can take what your intellectual property, and you can transfer that over into the online space. And guess what? You can make thousands of dollars doing that, because right now people need help. People need a lot of help. And so I want to make sure that you guys understand that just because you may not know about the internet, or you may not have a lot of background insight or knowledge about the internet, it is definitely, there are things that that you have done in the outside world that are transferable. Okay, and so we'll talk about that today. So you guys can go ahead and I'm gonna have you guys share what your background is, and we'll talk about how to turn those different things, those skills that you've done in your past, over into transferable skills. Because guess what? Somebody needs them right now. Everybody in the world is looking for help on the internet. Let me tell you, this is the time more than ever to be online, because everybody is online looking for resources, support, and guidance. Okay. And so I see you guys putting your comments up there. So good. I'm going to check them out, and then we'll talk about those things transferring over. All right. But the goal here, guys, is for you to know that people are still hiring. Okay. I think a lot of times in situations like these, we get real discouraged and we assume that it's over for us. And I'm here to tell you guys, it's not. Okay. That's what this is about. Is like, there are options. And so my goal is to introduce you to what those options are. So when it comes down to freelancing, well, why should I become a freelancer? Well, the economy is going to need freelancers right now. Like, if anything, more companies, just because they might be shutting down their company doors, they might be transferring everything into a virtual space. So I get it that right now we are in a frantic panic as a nation and as the world, but there is going to be an after all of this. And after all of this, people will need to be able to get things back up and running again, and they're going to need the people to actually be able to do it. So think about it. Just because a company files bankruptcy, like a Delta Airlines or whomever, When this is all said and done, they're going to need airlines again. But right now, they have to deal with customer support calls. They have to deal with managing their online software. They have to deal with so many different pieces that can be managed from freelancers from home, contractors from home, that, you know, just be aware that there are options out here where people are going to need your services. Also, you want to position yourself to generate income right now, okay? You also have an opportunity to develop new skill sets that's going to help you level up your income. So when I first got started online, this was in 2007. I didn't know nothing about the internet. Now, my undergrad is in IT. So I went to college, graduated from college with an information technology degree. Let me tell you something. I graduated with a degree, not with the knowledge, because I had no idea what to do with that stuff. So it sounds really important. It sounds super sophisticated. It sounds like, oh my God, you were just such a brainiac. No, I paid people. I was delegating back then and outsourcing back then. I used to pay people $5. I used to pay people $5 to get me through those classes. So I didn't know how to code. I didn't know how to program. I didn't know none of that. I had my friends from Malaysia that was whiz kids that I would pay to get me through those coding classes. So when I got on the internet back in 2007, I was just desperate for money. I was like, okay, I got to find a way to make money from home. I don't know what to do. And I just started Googling. And what I ended up doing when I did that was it just opened up my world to a whole new ton of opportunities that I did not know existed. And, you know, where most people would think it was a scam, because back then, this is when pop-ups were really huge, right? So all these pop-ups, make money right now, become a millionaire overnight, like all those highlighting promotional things. It created curiosity for me, not question marks. I was just curious. I was, you know, not the hesitation or resistance. I was just like, how does this work? And okay, if this person has this pop-up, how do pop-ups work? And how can I run an ad? So I had a curiosity. And so from approaching this from a curiosity standpoint, what it did was it led me down a process of researching and trying to figure out what can I do to make money right now. And so what I ended up doing is, and I share this story a lot, but I didn't have money to invest in programs. So I ended up borrowing my dad's credit card and I started buying different programs like what you guys are on now. And I said, okay, I'm going to learn this skill so I can be able to turn it into income. Lo and behold, I got into this mentorship program that started teaching me all this stuff online. It started teaching us how to blog. It taught us about SEO. It taught us about, back then social media wasn't huge. It was MySpace back then and YouTube had just came out. They were teaching us video marketing skills. They were teaching us MySpace techniques. They were teaching us HTML. So I did not know what to do with the information, but what I did was I was like, well, I can help other people learn this information. So I did two things. As I was learning, I would go on YouTube. I would shoot a video and I would put it on YouTube. So I didn't know everything and I didn't position myself as an expert. I would say, I'm Nicole. Here's my story. I'm just starting to build a business online and I just learned this new thing. Let me share with you what I just learned and then I'm going to tell you how it works out. This made a significant difference, you guys, because I did not try to position myself as an expert. I positioned myself as a guinea pig. I was like, I don't know how this works, but I'm going to do it and I'll tell you how it come out. And that's how I built my following on YouTube. This is way back in 2008. So I kept cranking videos and then I put my phone number out there. I would be like, if you got any questions, call me, right? I ain't had nobody to talk to and I was just getting started. And I was like, call me if you have any questions. And people would call me. And what happened is as they asked me questions, I would take that person's questions and I would turn around and I would shoot another video on it. So somebody might say, so I might say something about, okay guys, I'm starting to build my YouTube channel. Here's something that I learned, right? And somebody might call me and be like, hey Nicole, I saw your video. I noticed that you're starting to do YouTube. Let me ask you a question. Can you do X, Y, and Z? And I'd be like, you know what? I don't know. Let me go find out. And then I would go research whatever they asked me. And then I would shoot a video on it and I would let that person know, hey, here's what I found out. And this is how I started building up my content, how I started building relationships with an audience. And this is how I started building up my following without being an expert, without making thousands of dollars, and without trying to position myself as, the authority figure. I was just a guinea pig. But I also took those skills and I started marketing myself. Hey, do you need blog posts? Back then it wasn't blog posts, it was eZine articles. They had this website called eZine.com. And I would go to eZine. I would tell people, if you need eZine articles, I can write them. If you need blogs set up, I can do it. If you need, so as I was learning, if you need a YouTube channel set up, I can do it. I started promoting myself in those services. And I created a company called Article Marketing Geeks, because back then article marketing was huge. And I charged $10 an article. And that $10 led to people who would buy from me, and then they would want to blog, and they would pay me $200 for the blog. Then they would say, well, okay, every week I need 3 blog posts, so I'm gonna pay you $400 a month to do all my blog posts, right? Then that led to, okay, I want to do this, and that, to the point where in a couple of months I started getting clients for $1,500 a month who needed me to build their blog, maintain their content, promote their content. So it took me from I don't know anything to I'm learning something, to I can help you with what I'm learning, to pay me so I can take what I'm learning and turn it into income. All right. And so that kind of built up over the years to where I am now, where as a consultant, people now pay me 5 figures for like how to do anything online. People are like, I'm thinking about doing this. How do I do it? So I end up, people pay me just to tell them what I know. And so this is why becoming a freelancer is critical, because a lot of people, before it was too good to do work for other people, right? It was just people look down at this, but this gives you an opportunity to develop skills that are transferable for where you're going, and you can turn it into multiple income streams. Because not only did I make money from clients who were hiring me, I joined a network marketing company where I started recruiting people online. I turned around and started teaching people in network marketing how to do what I was doing so that they can build their businesses. That was another income stream. I started creating products, and that put those out there. That was another income stream. So I ended up, then I became an affiliate for other products. I mean, I have over the years have had hundreds of income sources coming into my household because of learning this one, just starting off as a freelancer. And so I want you guys to understand that these skills are very critical, and you want to make time to learn and develop and evolve now while you have this time, because what you do here is going to be able to be transferable to make you multiple income streams. Okay. And so you also get the flexibility, of course. Everybody got work flexibility. And then the skills that you're going to learn right now, if you build on them over time, is going to set you up where you can become the go-to expert, and you could turn around and start training people, creating courses, running programs, workshops, and things like that from the information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. All right. So those are the benefits. But when it comes down to becoming a freelancer or starting your own service-based business, I want you to ask yourself, what skills do you currently have that you can capitalize off of? Okay. Now, for those of you here in the training, I want you to put it in the chat. What skills do you have that you feel right now you can capitalize off of? All right. I want you to also ask yourself, what do I like doing? What am I good at doing? Am I better working alone or with a team? What skills and strengths do I currently have? And am I more creative or analytical? Right? These are different questions. Now, here's the thing. I put this quiz together at onlinebizmatchmaker.com. When you take that quiz, you're going to learn all this stuff about yourself. So these questions really just result into what I produced for you in that quiz. So go to onlinebizmatchmaker.com, and you'll be able to get access to that information, and it's actually going to help you get right to the outcome and solution for this. All right. Because when it comes down to what you choose to do, and I'm going to pull up the chat. I see a lot of you guys are talking. When it comes down to what you do, you want it to fall in line with a couple of things. You want it to fall in line with your skills. That's something that you're good at, and the demand. What do people want? And today we're going to go through the high-end demand skills that people want. We're going to talk about how much you can earn. We're going to talk about where do you go right now to find those jobs. And then I'm going to give you guys a 7-day formula to be working in 7 days. Can't guarantee it, but I'm going to show you. If you're diligent and you do what I tell you to do, you can be positioning yourself to start getting right now jobs within the next 7 days. Okay. And so we have questions. Okay. You guys are responding. All right. I have 5 years in the game with education and helping students get to college, curriculum development for middle school and elementary school, event coordination of conferences and outreach programs. So right now, you have that happening with all these people working from home, Chinaza. And so one thing that I'm pretty sure of, because as I'm a homeschool parent, there's so many resources that are out there for homeschool parents in the virtual space. So things like outschool.com, You have my kids are in IXL. There, you got Khan Academy. You have I'm thinking all the ones we pay for. Anyway, it's a bunch of them. You're now going to see an influx and an increase of people needing these resources. So those companies may be hiring for online tutors, for education curriculum coordinators, for things like that. So start looking at these homeschool type programs and online educational programs, because you can become a resource and start working with them. You can become a consultant or a contractor with them. I'm a university lecturer, would like to help people write content. Baby, listen, content is where it's at. We're going to talk about that today. Content is huge. That's why I'm in content, because people don't like to write, and content is the most important thing when it comes to the internet. And so we'll talk about that, Toby. Somebody said, I don't see any comments. You guys, make sure you're hitting all panelists and attendees as you are hitting this. I'm a university lecturer. Okay, here you go. I started in accounts receivable, became a customer service and sales rep, then became a health coach. So if you do accounts receivable, we're going to go over that today. Another huge need is accounting and bookkeeping. Really, really huge, especially now with them delaying this whole 90-day out thing, and people, you're going to see, we'll talk about, I got accounting in here as one of my top 10 today. Okay. All right. My degree is in psychology and law, but I want to provide services other than legal services. April, you got to tell me what you're thinking about that. Pam, I'm a certified holistic health coach. I want to market my new radio show on how to prepare your immune system. Baby, this is the time. Yeah, to get through this virus and getting healthy. This is the time, Pam. Me and you've been talking about this for however long. So we're going to come up with some ideas, Pam. I'm going to show you a formula for you to implement. Guys, listen, here's the thing, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. A lot of what you can do and how you can get it out is not hard. It's about consistency and doing it. It's crazy because we have these skills, but we spend so much time in our heads. And we go over and over and over in our head how hard we tell ourselves this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. Oh my God, I can't do this. I can't. It's really going from this, and that's why I did the whole do the hard things challenge. It's getting away from thinking you can't do it to, when I give you this formula, just be consistent and do it. Because Pam is like my second mom / sister. We've known each other for I don't know how many years. And we've been talking about this, but now is the time to do that, Pam. So we'll talk about that. I love the study of human behavior, great ideas, health knowledge, cooking, gardening, writing, customer service management, counseling, and mentorship. I can and have done videos I like and have been told I'm good at it. I have a ton of info on different subjects that play well in today's conditions, and I want to make courses out of them. Okay, Reggie, we'll talk about that. I will sell them via video, marketing, podcast, and social media. I got a whole formula for that too. Also plan to promote affiliate products via the same methods. Okay. All right, cool. And you guys just keep putting up here your industries and stuff, and then I'll share with you guys how to convert them into cash flow. All right. So when it comes down to this whole service-based thing, I see you guys still popping more comments up. People come to me for business, education, and career advice. They're gonna need career advice now. So April, let me tell you how you can shift your background and knowledge into the internet. One of the things that you can really start doing right now is think about what I'm doing essentially is what are ways in which people can transfer their skills into the virtual space. Start doing some research. There's a young lady on YouTube, I can't remember her name, but she started giving out career advice, and then ultimately I think she sells how to build out your LinkedIn profiles. But she shares how she comes from career consulting and career coaching, and she started giving career advice on YouTube. Her page blew up. I mean, I think she has like 60, 70, or maybe 80,000 followers now. But her income blew up by just putting simple trainings together. I think she said like her first month she did like $20,000 or $30,000. And then she started getting more specialized, and she's probably at like 50 or 60 grand a month now. But it was career advice. And so she just started honing in on stuff. She honed in on how to create your LinkedIn profile, how to position yourself to get the jobs, how do you interview for the jobs, how to set up your resume. It's simple advice that you do in the offline space. She just transferred it to online. And so she ended up in this position where she was earning $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. And it was off of the basic information that you would do as a career consultant, as a career coach, right? So these are things that You know, as we're going through this, guys, I'm a break this down for you. I have 20 years experience as an admin assistant. All right, Andrea, transfer that over to the online space, right? Virtual assistant is huge. That's going to be one of my top 10 today that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to break down for you the key software, tools, and things you need to know, the key skill sets that you want to develop, how to go and learn those things practically for free, and then how to position yourself out there. Because as an admin assistant in the online space, you can earn anywhere between about 20 bucks an hour up to about $65, $75 an hour. It all boils down to how you level up your skill set. So if you online VAs can start at 15 bucks an hour, I'll say. If you do basic, you're going to get paid basic, right? But as you start increasing your skill set, so if you go from managing your email, doing your plan, your calendar management, travel plans and stuff like that, to now I'm managing your email marketing campaigns. I'm actually able to do your blog management. I'm doing your social media management. I'm actually I know now how to do not really create sales funnels, but manage the key components of sales funnels and selling products that actually produce income for somebody. The more you can make somebody money, the more you can make. And so you can easily climb up that ladder from administrative assistant to becoming a virtual assistant, to becoming an online business manager, to becoming an online project manager. You know, where you are actually helping to run people's organizations fully in the details of their project. And you can easily be making $65, $75 an hour doing that. But it all boils down to you developing the skill set. And I'll talk to you about how, and it ain't hard. It's just learning software. It's software. It's software and tools. That's what the internet game is. Okay. And so we'll talk about that on today. All right. So we're going to get into this with the whole freelancing thing. For those of y'all that got a chance to get this sneak peek, if you want to get more of this information, go on over to NicoleSCooper.com/freelance, and you can chime in and get the details on the back end of this information, NicoleSCooper.com/freelance, and you can see the in-depth content that I will be sharing with them on ways to build their businesses out. All right. Talk to you later.